guys, Southeast, Softwash, headed to do job number 2 for the day. Just finished a small house wash. Gonna go do a roof cleaning over in Pine Mountain, Georgia. So we're down on this side of the counties that we serve. And I had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. He's up in North Alabama. He did a Softwash training day with us last summer. And he's got a landscape lawn care business, and he's added Softwash, power wash to that. He's a really good kid. He's younger than me by a few years, in his 20s, but sharp, smart guy, college graduate. Got a really good kid. And I say kid, but he's a young man, but he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's very good with what he does in both of his businesses, and he's learned a lot. And so he shot me a screenshot this morning of conversation he had on one of the large Facebook Softwash power wash groups, and there's several. I was on all of them, and I left every one of them because I got so tired of the stupid drama. And I've done a rant video that had this in it before, this topic, but basically the screenshot, his conversation went something like this. Another guy, a separate third party here, posted a photo to that group with a question. It was a photo of a chimney that had gutters that butted up to each side of the chimney, and it had some black streaks, organic growth on each side there. And you could tell what it was is those gutters were leaking in the corners a little bit, so it was dropping all that extra water and junk out of the gutters and just giving the algae and all that a lot to grow with. And so you'll see that a lot of times on brick chimneys. We clean them all the time. And if you start looking at, like, why is there a spot right there and not over here, you start seeing, like, because it's usually because it's getting some water from something. It's causing it to grow, or it's in a shady spot and it's causing it to grow faster. There is a reason, like, why it's in that spot. So my friend replied to the guy, because the guy was asking, you know, how do I clean this off? Apparently he's a newbie. He was asking, you know, hey guys, how do I clean this? So my friend commented and said, looks like it's coming from the gutters above. And they weren't very big spots at all. Maybe a foot long, 6 inches wide, foot long, six inches wide, and they were about head height. And he said, coming from the gutters above, most likely, you could probably just hit that with a pressure washer instead of wasting chemical on it, which is correct. If I was there pressure washing, I'd probably just pop that with the wand. It would take literally about 30 seconds to clean that off. Again, easy to reach, head height, not a big spot. You could soft wash it, you could pressure wash it. Really don't matter. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's in this scenario. One of the long-term members who I see his name around a lot, and I guess he's well respected, he commented on my friend's comment and said something to the effect of, wrong answer, you need to go back and study some more instead of giving bad advice to new guys. And so he screenshotted that and sent it to me, and he was like, you know, what did I say that's wrong here? Because he's kind of new to it, but he's got about a year under his belt, but he don't have 13 years under his belt. So he was asking me, like, did I say something wrong? I'm like, no, you didn't say anything wrong. You can clean it with a pressure washer. You gotta be careful. You don't want to hit with 4,000 PSI on a red tip, but you can wind that off, or you could soft wash it. Either one. You know, if I was there, say I was soft washing the eaves and I just didn't want to fire my pressure washer up, you could soft wash it. Either one you wanted to do. But I see that mindset a lot, and especially from, not all of them, there's some of the older guys, the veterans, that are really good, but there's several that they can do no wrong, and anybody else that isn't in their little clique, if they post anything, they just critique the piss out of it, and they try to find some way that they can be right and you can be wrong every time. And it doesn't matter if you're giving 100% correct information. They're right, you're wrong every time. End story. That crap is like, that's why I left those groups. It's super freaking getting old. Like, guys, we don't have to be that way about stuff. Now, if somebody is giving straight up wrong answer, yeah, but I mean, how's that a wrong answer? He told the guy you could hit it with SH, or you could hit it with the wand. Now, obviously, if the chimney's 40 feet tall, you're probably not going to power wash it. You're just going to soft wash it and go on. But it's just one of those scenarios that it's like, dude thinks he is the power wash, soft wash god, and he looks down amongst all the peons and tells them, you know, that we're all retarded. And he's the only, him and his 6 buddies are the only people that can say anything that's accurate. It's not, that's a bunch of horse crap, guys. I'm not gonna tell you you're doing something wrong unless you're doing something wrong, and then I'm just gonna be like, hey man, you probably don't want to do that. You know, there's no need in, we're just cleaning stuff, okay? We're not nuclear weapon scientists. We're not putting men on the moon. We're cleaning stuff. As long as you're not gonna damage anything, and nothing he said was wrong or out of the way, then what the frick is the big deal? Like, why you gotta be that way? So, just a little bit of a rant there. I don't like those kind of guys at all. Don't like them. They're in every profession. They're in every group. They're always going to be there. And they've got their loyal followers that you know, they're groupies that pat them on the back and make them feel good about themselves, and it just feeds the fire. It makes their head just. So, all right, dudes. We'll let y'all go. I'm done ranting. So, hope y'all are having a good day. Hope you don't have to deal with anybody like that today. I'll at you later.